Hello dear viewers, and welcome back to Let's Play Magic the Gathering Online. We're doing a, so much fun, Legacy Cube draft here. And pack one, pick one. Probably going to be Ancestral Vision here. It's really strong. The other option would be Living Death, try to build a deck around that. But drawing cards is sweet. It's really hard to go wrong with this card. It's a much watered down version of Ancestral Recall, and it's still absolutely insane. It's not as good in the late game, to be fair, just because you have to wait a few turns before it takes effect. But it's pretty awesome, and we're going to start with it. It's easily cast, and Living Death, I don't have enough experience with that deck to feel comfortable drafting it right now. Okay, what do we have here? We have a Mind Stone, which I like. I don't know this cube very well, so I don't know just how good... I don't know how good Ramp is, really, or how good Artifact Mana is. Options here are Kiki Jiki. We could try and go in on the Splinter Twin style deck, the combo deck, which I kind of like. The downside is we're kind of forcing it. It's tough to cast. I like Gifts Ungiven, but it's really hard to use. It takes a lot of skill and a lot of familiarity with your deck that I think is difficult to achieve in a draft until you've drafted the format a whole bunch of times and you can plan your deck around it. If we were doing Living Death, that would have been an excellent pick, but I think we're just going to take the Mind Stone and be happy with it. Just sort of keep ourselves a little bit open. Okay. So, several options here. One is the Scalding Tarn, which I like a lot. I really like the fetch lands. They're good with a lot of different cards, not just lands. There's the occasional Delve card. There's Tarmogoyf. I don't know if Tarmogoyf is in here. I would hope that it is. Tarmogoyf's a cool card. Wrath of God is good, and I kind of want to take it. Go into sort of a blue-white control. This is one of the better sweepers. It costs 4 mana. Things can't be regenerated. Yeah, let's give this a shot. I haven't played a blue-white control deck in this format yet, and I kind of want to. Kind of want to give it a shot. Oracle of Muldai is a really strong card, but I like the Wrath in this situation. Okay, so Show and Tell. If we had taken the Kozilek in the last pack, Show and Tell would be a Windmill Slam. As it is, I don't want to play against the Show and Tell deck that has the Kozilek that we passed. I kind of do want to take it and just go in on a blue sort of control combo-y, well, not exactly combo, but control deck. I think this fits well with that plan. We can Show and Tell something, and then or we can Wrath of God and then Show and Tell. Meh. An alternative would be Everflowing Chalice, which I like, but I don't really feel like we're going to be on a strong ramp plan. Like, Mind Stone is just great because it's good early, it's good late. So yeah, let's go Show and Tell. Let's not pass it to the guy that picks up Kozilek immediately to our left, and hope that we get an Emrakul instead. Here, we have a few options. Massacre Worm is really good. It's just a good finisher. It's a good solid finisher, but I don't know that we're really in black. This would have been a pretty sweet Living Death deck, I think. But that being said, I think I'm going to take Augur of Bolas here. It seems a little weird, but instant or sorcery, it's a ground body. It keeps us from losing to mono red. There have been some good mono red cards going around. Though I don't believe anybody to our right is mono red. Burst Lightning going this late with a Fire Fist Striker in the pack. There's nobody playing mono red to our right. Maybe somebody to our left. Here we could do Venser. He's not my favorite Planeswalker. I do like Tanglewire. It kind of fits into the stall and then drop some fatties plan. And on the off chance that Venser wheels, it probably won't. Probably like Scorch Rusalka or something will wheel, or Brain Maggot. But on the off chance that Venser wheels, it's great with Tanglewire. I would rather have the Tanglewire than the Venser here. We're not even 100% in white. I mean, we've got the Wrath of God, which is good. I like it. But, okay, yeah, Temple of Enlightenment, definitely taking that here. Old Man of the Sea is okay, but he's kind of a, I don't know, kind of a dirtily card. He doesn't do a whole ton by himself, unless you get some random equipment that you can slap on him to make him bigger. He just doesn't have as big of an impact on the game as you would want, really. And even if we're not white, we still might play this Temple of Enlightenment. The Scry lands are just great. Unless you have a ton of them in your deck, a ton of tapped lands, the upside of having a few of these is better than the amount that they slow you down. Here I like Repeal. A Breeding Pool would be another option, but I haven't seen a good reason to go into green, really. If we were already in green, Derogatory Speaker and Terastodon are both excellent, and Burning Tree Emissary has its niche places. I don't know. It seems like it would be a mono-red card in this cube, but again, this is only my second draft with this particular cube, and I am not too terribly experienced at drafting cube in general. I've watched a lot of cube videos because they're so much fun, but okay, here Wasteland is far and away the best pick. It's just a really strong card. We'll probably play it. It can really just hose some decks. We may not play it main deck, but I like it. It's a good card. We're glad to have it. It looks like black is open. I feel like, as with most cubes, black isn't that strong in this cube, and so those cards will probably go late. If we see something excellent, we can go into it. Sinkhole or Hymn to Turok. I kind of want to take a few black cards just because, although maybe Overgrown Battlement is better, in case we do go into green. Rishadan Port is also excellent, but I don't think that's the kind of deck that we're playing. I just don't see us playing black for a Sinkhole or a Hymn to Turok. Whoa, okay, well, we just wheeled the Kozilek, so that's amazing. We have a Kozilek, we have an Augur of Bolas to find the Show and Tell, we have an Ancestral Vision to draw the Show and Tell. Yeah, we're gonna take this gift and be very happy with it. And an Everflowing Chalice. Okay, so it looks like we have a pretty strong start to a drop giant creatures deck. We'll take let's take the Mox Diamond here. I don't foresee us playing Massacre Worm. It's a good card, but I think as far as finishers go, we're going to find plenty of stuff on color. I feel like we could just lose to Scorched Rusalka and Disciple of Bolas. Okay, well, Disciple of Bolas isn't unplayable. I don't know why we picked up Massacre Worm. I guess I didn't click on Mox Diamond properly. That's a shame. I kind of liked Mox Diamond. But it's okay. Alright, what do we have here? Frost Titan I like a lot. Umezawa's Jite I like, but I don't know if it's good for our deck. Seeker of the Way is really solid, but again, I don't know if this is the deck. What is this? Removal? that potentially kills big things that we could also show and tell. Yeah, I kind of like Duplicant here. It's a little bit weird. I haven't played with it a whole lot, but I kind of like it. It fills kind of a unique purpose, which is getting rid of tough to kill creatures. In colors that we may not be in colors that can easily deal with creatures. Another option would be Sakura Tribe Elder as just ramp, but I don't know if I really want to be green. Duplicant keeps us open. Frost Titan is also excellent, but I think Duplicant is a little more of a unique effect. Prime Speaker Zagana, ugh, not impressed with that card in this cube. So what do we want to do here? Yosei's big dorky dude. It's kind of filler. Elspeth is good. I mean, she's a planeswalker. She's strong. We're not going to be playing with a ton of creatures, I don't think, but she is good. Another option is Polluted Delta, and that might be what I take here. In case we do end up playing some black, it makes it a really easy splash. And I think that's kind of what I want to do. I still don't even really know if I'm white or not. So I'm hesitant to take an Elspeth when we're not going to be playing a lot of creatures anyway, but is it bad to just pass a Planeswalker? I feel like if we were already in black, I would definitely take the Polluted Delta here, but as it is, I feel like Elspeth is just a strong enough card that... Ooh, Grizzlebrand. The Living Death deck. But we're not really... I mean, we're on the show and tell plan, not the reanimate plan. Johnny Goldmane. Does Johnny Goldmane do anything? Not really. Nykthos seems cool, but I don't know that it does anything in our deck. I think here we take Courser of Kruphix and go in on green. Courser of Kruphix is a really strong card. It just does a lot of the things that we want to be doing right now, which is stalling the game, gaining life. We can maybe do a sort of a white, green, blue sort of thing at some point. I mean, an alternative is Rampant Growth, but I think Courser is just better. Especially since we kind of want creatures now that we picked up this Elspeth. A Johnny Mentor of Heroes. An Aura Creature or Planeswalker card. That's interesting. And his ultimate, you just gain 100 life. 3 +1/+1 counters. Alternatively, we have Faith Spetters, which is solid removal. We have Yavimaya Coast, which is bad mana fixing. I kind of like... Oh, Compulsive Research. Never mind. Didn't see the Compulsive Research there. We want this Compulsive Research. Not even close. It's one of the best card draw spells you can get, I think. And a Tameo, okay, good. Oh, or a Thran Dynamo. No, we gotta take the Tameo here. We don't anticipate really casting Kozilek, but we will want to be casting good cards. I mean, we can still just drop the Show and Tell and the Kozilek and have a fine control deck as is. And we're still only on pack 2. So right now, really, I'm just kind of taking really strong cards. I mean, this Thran Dynamo is good. It's a very, very strong card. But it's hard to pass on color strong Planeswalkers. I mean, this... Yeah. It's just a really, really good control card. That being said, we're taking the Dynamo. I changed my mind. I just think we can... I mean, we can get good cards, like Planeswalkers. Ramp is special. What is this? He just blinks things? We don't have too much that's terribly amazing with this. It is a 2/4 flyer, which is good in and of itself. Unexpectedly absent seems pretty average. Is Wall of Blossoms to pick? It's either Wall of Blossoms or Time Warp. Maybe Time Warp. It's kind of a cool effect. I like time warping. We've got a Planeswalker. We've got Time Warp Show and Tell into attacking the Puzzle X is pretty great. Okay, Daze is cool. It's a cool card. I don't know if it's a good card. Seems really hard to play around game one. Alternatively, we could take some mana fixing that we've neglected to take thus far. Daze just seems really bad to draw late. Though it's also kind of pseudo-ramp? Not really. Nah, I think we'll just take the mana fixing. Daze is neat, but I feel like it's not great if you don't have 4 of them. It's really, really good on turn 1, and it's average after that. Ooh, Coalition Relic. This is a good pickup. I guess this was in our first pack? No. Another excellent option here would be Ancient Tomb, but I think we kind of want to be green and white and blue. I think we're kind of tricolor here. I really want the green to have access to some of these rampy defensive cards. And Ancient Tomb is great, but it's the loss of 2 life per pop is not insignificant. Okay, so what is this? Destroy target non-land permanent? Exile target non-land permanent. That seems good. Yeah, that seems pretty perfect. Sakura Tribe Elder would also be great, but I kind of like unconditional removal. Yeah, it even deals with hexproof creatures. Can we Delver? I don't think we can Delver. Like 4 spells. We just take this random Lightning Greaves for use with Show and Tell. I don't know. Wasn't too impressed by anything there. I guess we'll take Nykthos? I don't know, maybe we'll find some stuff in the last pack that will be cool with it. I just like it better than Animate Dead. We don't have any good targets. Somebody's got a really sweet Reanimate deck. Ooh, okay. The Johnny Wield. Cool. I like Planeswalkers. And mana fixing is also good. Alright. Yeah, so we are kind of... Reclamation Sage can go on the sideboard. So we're 3-color ramp. We're actually fairly light on the blue if we take out this Time Warp. It would be kind of base green-white with some blue stuff. I don't know. We'll see. I really like our deck so far. Garruk Apex Predator. Talk about Planeswalkers. Jeez. Just eats them. Riptide Laboratory seems cool. Seems like a good combo card. I think Riftwing Cloudskate is what we probably want. Ooh, or Supreme Verdict. I like Supreme Verdict a lot. I feel like having 2 Wrath effects in this deck is awesome. Garruk will probably wheel, to be honest. It's between Supreme Verdict and Cloudskate. I mean, it's the second best Wrath effect after Wrath, I think. Arguably even better than Wrath. Ravages of War is... We're not doing Ravages of War here. Riffling Cloudskate is really good, but I just really want this second Wrath effect. I feel like between those and then the Elspeth, I think we're really solid. Johnny Vengeance is cool, but I don't think we're playing Johnny Vengeance. I think we are taking this Grim Monolith and never looking back. Grim Monolith is really cool. Just an excellent card. It's immediate ramp if you want it. It's ramp now, it's ramp later. Other cards of note are Sundering Titan, which is a good show and tell thing, although I don't even know that we're going to be playing show and tell. We might just hard cast a Kozilek in this deck. Yeah, I think this is pretty solid. I still don't know about the green necessarily. I mean, Courser might be a little bit ambitious to cast. I'm pretty sure we're playing Overgrown Battlement and a Johnny. Or at least a Johnny. Definitely playing a Johnny. I don't know, everything else is kind of up in the air. Sphere of the Suns would be another good option, but Grim Monolith is just much more powerful. And we have Coalition Relic to kind of fill that position. Okay, I don't know that we can pass this Avenger of Zendikar. It's a very, very, very strong finisher. One of the best finishers, generally. We don't have any fetch lands, sadly. We didn't pick up that Polluted Delta, which I'm kind of glad about. Land tax is fine. Ooh, and it's good with Courser of Cryptix. No, it's not good with Courser of Cryptix. It's good with Oracle of Moldiah. Not good with Courser of Cryptix. Yeah, we'll just take this Avenger and be very, very happy. Dig Through Time is also really cool. I kind of hope that wheels. But I think we need our second finisher here more than we need a really good draw spell. It's kind of crazy to say, but it's hard to beat Avenger. It's very, very hard to beat Avenger. Here, what do we want here? Condemn is really good. Probably what I'm taking. Basalt Monolith is another option, but I think we're actually good on ramp. And we're kind of light on spot removal. We have 2 Wrath effects and a Council's Judgment. No, I think I want the Condemn. Nah, we can pick up another Condemn. I want all the ramp. Give it to me. Yeah, Muldrifter's excellent here. Card draw. Creature. Sylvan Library is very, very good too, but I think we just want Muldrifter. Here, Remand, probably. Gets us to our Wraths, gets us to our big cards. Yeah, I like Remand here. Another option would be Farseek. Can get us a Temple Garden. That's it? Yeah. Treachery. Ooh, versus Windswept Heath. I don't know that I can pass Treachery. It's just so good. How many cards is this? This is 25 cards. Power level on this card is just so insane. I gotta take the treachery. I just can't pass it up. And we get a Temple of Piety, Temple of Plenty, so that's fine. A little bit more fixing. We should have enough now. I mean, the Windswept Heath, if that had been Flooded Strand or whatever it is, the white-blue, or if it had been the blue-green, I think we already passed both of those, so I don't know if that had been possible. But if it had been able to fetch a Temple Garden and an island, I would have taken it there. But being able to fetch a white-green source or a white or green source. Oh, City of Brass, I think, is good. I don't think I want Commune with the Gods. And Riptide Laboratory, we don't have any wizards. Except Augur of Bolus? Yeah. I mean, so that's a cool combo. Just draw all the cards, but it's kind of clunky and slow, and I'd rather have a City of Brass. It's not my favorite fixing, but it's fixing. And I think that with that we will have all the land we need. Sundering Titan can be our third finisher, or our second finisher if we decide not to play Avenger. Almost definitely playing Avenger. Stroke of Genius is cool too, but we already have some card draw. Not a ton, but a little bit here and there. We have Compulsive Research. That's good enough for me. Kind of wish we got that Dig Through Time. Oh, but this is tough. I was sure that Preordain would be gone. Dig Through Time versus Preordain. I think Dig Through Time is better. We've got Repeal, Remand, Ancestral... Oh, yeah, we have Ancestral Vision. I forgot about that card. That card's insane. Yeah, Dig Through Time just has to be better. Here we got the Condemn, so sweet. I'm somewhat tempted to take the Temple of Triumph and just play it as a Plains that scries. But, no, we're definitely taking Condemn. I will take this Trigon Predator, though. Wasn't even really thinking about it. I almost took the Temple of Deceit over it, but no, I think this Trigon Predator is an excellent sideboard card, and, let's see. I won't enable the Dredge deck. And a Woodfall Primus, okay. So, we actually have several options for our big stompy guys here. This looks like a good deck. I don't know how good of a deck it is without having played this cube all that much. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, just out of curiosity, is see what happens if we don't play any green. It means we have a lot of wasted mana pick. Well, 2 picks, mana fixing picks that are wasted, kind of. But oh. Okay, so this is 25 cards without the green. And with a lot of really strong cards. Sorry, I'm kind of quiet. I'm thinking hard. Maybe we just take out all the non-blue cards for a second. This is 20 cards. Okay. So we can't play mono blue. silly as that is. It's pretty silly. I do really like all this ramp. It's pretty insane. Okay, I think we have to play white. I don't think we have an option as far as we have to have these wrath effects. I don't know if this is a time warp deck. Time warp's cool and all, but we can find it with Augur of Bolus. Yeah, I just Time warp's really neat, and we might side it in if we go up against another slow, dirtily deck. I just feel like there are going to be a lot of times where casting this on turn 5 is not going to be worth it. So we could do something like that, and then have just have the Avenger in there, or the Ajani. This is artifact creature, enchantment, or land. Not planeswalker. Yeah, I definitely want 3 major targets. Maybe duplicate is something that we side in. Just because it costs a lot, it's kind of bad to show and tell it. I mean, it's not awful. We basically we get to duplicate whatever they play with show and tell. I think siding duplicate in against decks that we know have lots of giant creatures is good. And then I really kind of like this 23, playing 17 lands, with one of those lands being a wasteland. Yeah, this is really strong, I think. Okay, so now colored sources. We have the Avenger, which we're not going to cast this all that often, but we will cast it occasionally. We have this Coalition Relic, which is great. And we have 1, 2, 3 other green sources. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 white sources. That's kind of cool. 6 with the relic. So, so we're gonna want probably 8 islands, and 7 islands, 2 forests, 2 plains? 7 islands, 3 forests, 1 plains? Let's see. Let's see what this does for us. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green sources. That should be plenty. I mean, Avenger, casting it before turn 7 is cool, but we're not necessarily trying to do that. And 6 green sources should be enough to cast it by turn 5. I would say a good deal at a time. With all the draw that we have a lot of draw. And that gives us 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white sources. That also seems fine. We're not actually casting Supreme Verdict or Wrath of God on turn 4, usually. Yeah. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Just a ton of artifact mana and good spells. With some draw and I guess not really much counter magic. Yeah, I mean, Remand doesn't really count. Yeah, so we didn't really pick up any counter magic. But that's okay. I feel like we have enough to do with developing our board, with all this artifact mana, slap down a Tangle Wire, that sort of thing. We're doing stuff until we hit our combo. Sundering Titan seems pretty good in this deck. And then we've got our Wasteland in there. It's kind of a 17th land. It's kind of a spell. I mean, it's very good regardless. But this can just really hose some decks. And some draws. I mean, if they keep a 2-lander, and one of them's a dual land, and that's why they kept it. You blow it up for turn 1. Sometimes they just never recover. And that's good for us. We like that. Okay, so things that we can do with this deck. We can side in a more defensive... Like, if we hit the mono-red deck, we can side in a more defensive package with these 4 cards, with these green cards. And the Condemn. Council's Judgment is just so good. Is it better than something else? It might be better than Tangle Wire, now that I think about it. On turn 3, would I rather make them skip a turn or destroy their best thing? I kind of feel like Tangle Wire is gonna be better in this deck, honestly. But this is a very strong card to side in if we hit a deck with a bunch of Planeswalkers. Yeah, we can side in, yeah. Duplicate and Council's Judgment against the big creature decks, sort of take out maybe a Johnny and maybe Elspeth. Time Warp against other control decks. Woodfall Primus against problematic permanents, Birthing Pod decks, and the like. Yeah, the show and tell is interesting. You each select the card and place them onto the battlefield, and they all enter simultaneously. Anyway, that's and so triggered effects you stack afterwards, so you can blow up their stuff, whatever. Anyway, that's all for this video, and we'll see you for round 1.